You don't often see large, robust tilt head stand mixers. They usually run like the 6 kind of quart area. Today we have an exception to that. We have an 8.4 quart tilt head mixer. So this is almost 8.5 quarts for a tilt head. So for the tilt head lovers, we have a mixer that gives you that head coming up, making it easy to put stuff in the bowl in a robust package. Wow, this is pretty unbelievable. This mixer is from Zacme. We're gonna try this baby out and see what it has to offer. So welcome to the Amy Learns to Cook kitchen. So first off, I want to apologize because when this mixer arrived, it barely touched down on my front porch, and I was out there with a box cutter opening this box up because I wanted to see this mixer. This thing is an absolute beast, right? Like I said, it's 8.4 quarts, it's 800 watts. So this mixer is a deemed commercial mixer. It is SGS certified, which means that it can be used in a commercial environment, right? It can be properly sanitized. This thing is a literal monster, and it is a tilt head. So it gives you that, oh, look at the light there. It gives you that ability to really get in and put your ingredients into the bowl without having to worry about, not having enough space because you can tilt that head up. The accessories on this mixer are incredible, right? So we have our user manual, give you everything you need to operate the mixer. But look at these attachments for this mixer. Look at how big that thing is. These things are what appears to be stainless. Look at the size of that mixer, right? So this, it looks like the height, it might be adjustable because it has a little screw here. I'm not sure. Look at the whisk on that thing. Sheesh. This whisk is absolutely huge. And here's our dough hook. It's heavy. This is amazing. This blows away a lot of the mainstream mixer that's out there, right? Big, huge bowl. This bowl is ginormous. Is that a word? So we're going to look at this mixer on all the classic Amy Learns to Cook categories. We're going to be looking at the overall look and feel of this mixer. That's the fit, the finish, it's sort of a subjective category of how I feel this mixer is from a cook's perspective, as a user's perspective. We're also going to be whipping cream with this giant whisk. We're going to be making some cookies. We're going to be making a double batch of cookies since this is such a big mixer with the paddle. And we're going to be making some bread with the dough hook. So the overall look and feel. From the first time you see this mixer, you're going to be like wowed, right? Compared to any other tilt head I've ever used. This mixer has a huge stance to it. It's got a great presence to it. As a cook, I'm really excited about using it. It has this handle that's going to help you lift up the tilt head. It has a light in here, as you can see, that's really interesting. It also has a digital display. So it has the knob, but it has a digital display. I'm imagining this has a timer on it. I'm going to go ahead and put the dough hook on here. And we're going to give it a little whirl because this thing is very, very quiet. Now I know usually because my microphone is right up against the mixer, it makes it sound like a little louder. So it has an active cooling system in it, so I can hear the fan is running to keep the mixer cool, which is awesome. This thing is amazing. It's a metal body mixer. This thing has a stance to it like no other mixer I've seen, like especially for a tilt head. I'm really looking forward to trying this out. If you can tell, I'm a little giddy, right? Because you can tell, a lot of people kind of tell when I'm like, oh, Amy's like, you know, a little geeking over this. So I am sort of a little geeking over this.
You have high hopes for it.
Yeah, I have a lot of high hopes for it. This thing is huge and amazing. So the fan ran a little bit to make sure it stays cool, and wow. So my overall look and feel is this thing is a beast. So we're going to start taking this for a spin. We're going to start out with the whisk and whip some cream. I just want to take this opportunity to thank Zacme for sending this mixer so we can try it out. There was quite a buzz about it in my Facebook group. It is newly on Amazon, and we saw it and we were like, what is that mixer, right? And now that I have one here in the kitchen, I'm like, wow, this thing is pretty cool, right? So links will be down in the description. Thank you for the opportunity to try this baby out. I'm looking forward to getting this, the old Amy Learns to Cook test. So let's get to it. Okay, so we have the whisk on here. We chilled the bowl, the whisk, the cream, obviously, everything's nice and chilled. Let's go. So this is a huge bowl. So for your holiday baking that we got coming up, this would be a winner for that, right? So we're going to go ahead and put the tilt head down and see what she's got. So there is a timer over here. It is counting up. Whoa. That whisk is just so big, it's just like woo, woo, woo around this thing. It's very quiet. It's a very quiet mixer. Whoa. I'm going to put some powdered sugar in here to sweeten it up. Whoa. I'm going to mess around and make butter here. Whoa. We have whipped cream. I mean, look at the whisk on this thing. This whisk is huge. And we have some beautiful whipped cream. So it gets an A. Okay, we got the paddle and we're doing a double batch of snickerdoodles. Whoa. I have 4 sticks of butter in here. I'm going to go ahead and put 3 cups of sugar in here. This mixer has a lot of room to pour. I've had trouble with some mixers that there's no clearance. And this one, because the bowl is so big, I'm not even getting it up into the rim of the paddle. It is so quiet. I don't think I've heard a mixer this quiet. Give it a little scrape. It is whisk required. So we're going to go ahead and put in some eggs. I have 4 eggs here. So there's a little bit of scraping. I believe there's a scraper paddle for this, but don't get me wrong with that. I'm almost thinking there is. Really quiet. Whoa. Let me put in some vanilla. Ooh, very nice. Dry ingredients. Flour, salt, baking powder. So one of the things about tilt heads is you can tilt this head up and you have a lot of room in here to get your ingredients in. Very nice. Nice and fluffy. So it gives you a lot of room to get ingredients in here. Very nice. Really incredibly quiet for any stand mixer that I really ever use. It does bind up. I did have to scrape it a few times, but it was pretty minor.
Did it look like it incorporated to the bottom very well?
Yeah. Let me take this out here. Yeah, it incorporated all the way to the bottom. Really nice. Really quiet. This is a huge mixer. Like, I literally think I could do 4-time batch in here. This bowl is so big. It was really nice, so I like it. Okay, it's bread time. I got this big, huge dough hook on here. So we're making a 6-cup recipe. We got some warm water in here. We got a little bit of sugar. We have some yeast, that's Sath instant yeast. I have some oil, that's olive oil. And we have some flour here. Very simple ingredients to make some bread. Simple, simple, simple for homemade bread. We're gonna go ahead. Usually Usually you're going to put your mixer on like a 1. Let me just turn this up. You're going to have your mixer on like usually 1 or 2, mostly 2. I'm going to turn this down and let's rock and roll. Actually, since we have the convenience of the tilt head, I'm going to go ahead and initially put in about 3/4 of our flour. We're going to let it go. Ooh, yeah. This mixer has a lot of power, and like I said, it's very quiet. There's a little bit of a squeak to it. I think that's the dough hug. Very nice. I don't want to put too much flour in it because I don't want it to be too dry, so we're going to let this go and see how it kneads. So this thing is chugging along. This thing is not even bothered by this dough. There's no bouncing of the head. It's got plenty of power. It's kneading the dough like I like it. Sometimes if a mixer doesn't have the right shape hook, I don't get the right knead on it, and it's doing a great job. Let me see. Let's get this dough out of there. There is a slight squeak to the attachment. I saw that on like all 3 attachments, but the thing is that the motor is so quiet that you're going to hear like squeaks like all over the place, because on another mixer that's louder, you probably don't hear it like you do. Like you would on this, because there's not a lot of motor noise coming out of it. Wow. Okay, so let's get this dough out of here. Ooh, okay. Really nice. There's a little... I always forget to do that. Yeah, really nice dough. Nice and stretchy. See how that stretches? I almost have a window pane on it. Look at that. I can go pretty thin on this dough before it starts breaking. Look at that. Whoa! I'm actually getting a window pane before it breaks. Look at that. Wow. That is really nice. Look at that stretch on that. One of the things, this is what gluten does. So when you see bread, when you're making bread and you have flour and water and it's like shaggy, right? This is what gluten does for dough. See how that stretches like that? That's what's making that structure, is the gluten. And it's nice. It's really nice. Really nice. Has a beautiful feel to it. Wow, look at that. Amy's a happy girl, right? So about the mixer. So I can give you a few quick points that I really like about this mixer. First and foremost, it's quiet. It's so quiet that I can hear that little squeaking on the dough hook and the paddle. I can hear the squeaking over the sound of the motor. I can even hear the fan more than motor. I don't know how they got this mixer this quiet. I don't know if this thing has a DC motor or what it has, but this is literally the quietest mixer that I've ever used. Well, there's one other that's quieter. The Anchor's Room is probably as quiet. But for a planetary mixer, this is the quietest mixer I've ever used. 2, it is a powerful machine. It didn't even blink at this. It didn't have no problems. It didn't struggle. It didn't do anything like this. This machine has a lot of power. It has a substantial stance to it. I don't know how to describe that other than it's there's a lot of meat on this mixer, right? It is a metal body mixer, but I think this trim here is plastic, but it is a metal body mixer. Wow, it did a fantastic job. It's huge, 8.4 quarts. I like the handle. It helps you with the till head. Okay, so the only drawbacks I see is there's a sticker on here that I can't get off, right? So there's a sticker on here. It gives you some kind of warning, and I don't think I could take this sticker off. But aside from that, this mixer did a fantastic job. I'm really impressed by it. The bread is beautiful. We have a nice stretch to it. Look at that. That's the gluten, like Stretch Armstrong. See that? Woo, that stretch is gluten developed. That's what that is. It's gluten that does that stretch. So thank you, Zacme. I like your mixer. I'll put links down in the description and take a look at it. It should definitely be on your list to consider when you're thinking about a stand mixer. So thanks for joining me, and I hope you enjoyed this.